Hello viewers, how are you? Welcome to my channel Physics with Rams. So today we are going to discuss about time period of simple pendulum. So before going to start this topic, those who are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel so that you will get notifications regarding my channel. Let's start this topic. As we had seen about SHM in our previous video, we had considered SHM based on 4 points. The first point is we have to represent the equilibrium position. Equilibrium position, or we can also represent it as a mean position, where net force is equals to 0. The second point is the body has to be displaced where net force is not equals to 0. Then equation force has to be represented in terms of displacement. F is equals to minus kx, and we know that force and displacement are in opposite to each other. And next point is time period of the SHM has to be represented, and the equation is given as T is equals to 2 under root of m by k. Based on these 4 points itself, we had represented about the simple harmonic motion of different bodies. Now we are going to discuss about the time period of a simple pendulum. For this, we consider a bob which is tied to a massless string. Here, mass of the string is considered, whereas as compared to mass of the bob, mass of the string is neglected. That's why we consider it as a massless string. After that, as we drag this bob towards a side and leave it, it starts oscillating. Means here the to and fro motion is being continued at this position like this. Then we can represent it as a SHM, simple harmonic motion. So here there are some conditions regarding this simple pendulum. The first condition is the angle should be small. As the angle should be small, then only the to and fro motion will be in the form of linear straight line. It will be in the form of a straight line. Then only we can consider it as a SHM. For that we consider angle should be very small. Angle should be very small. Suppose if the angle is greater, then the oscillations are in the form of a circle. Then we cannot consider these oscillations as or the to and fro motion as SHM. Why? Because it makes greater angle. Then we can represent the equation in terms of circular motion. That's why we consider the oscillations of the simple pendulum with very smaller angles. Then only we can consider it as SHM, and we can find out the time period of this simple pendulum. Let's consider the oscillations are taking place in a straight line with smaller angle theta. When the bob is at the mean position, observe that weight acts in the downward direction and tension acts in the upward direction. So when it is at mean position, then based on that we can represent it as a T is equals to mg, where length of the string is represented as a L. Length of the string is represented as a L. When we drag this bob towards a side, which makes an angle of theta, observe that the weight acts vertically in the downward direction, and as you observe that here this string makes an angle of theta with weight which is acting in the downward direction. The weight resolves into components as mg cos theta and mg sin theta. whereas the tension in the string acts in the upward direction. Observe that this tension is being balanced by mg cos theta when it makes an angle of theta. So here we can represent it as T is equals to mg cos theta. Whereas observe that the bob is experiencing a force which tries to drag the body towards the mean position. This force is represented as a restoring force. This force is represented as the restoring force. Based on this restoring force itself, the bob which is present at the extreme position tries to regain its mean position. So we can represent it as F is equals to minus mg sin theta. Observe that here we had considered theta is very small. So we can represent sin theta is approximately equals to theta. Then restoring force can be given as F is equals to minus mg theta. The displacement made by the bob is represented as x, and here sin theta or theta is equals to opposite side by hypotenuse. So we can represent it as x by L. So in the place of theta we can substitute x by L. As this substitute can be given as F is equals to minus mg into x by L. F equals to minus mg into x by L. Then we can represent this expression as mgx by L. This represents the restoring force acting on the bob in order to gain its mean position. Whereas here we have to represent the angular velocity acting on the bob in order to regain its original position, where we know that F is equals to minus m omega square x, where we know that F equals to minus m omega square x in the case of SHN. So here we have F, and observe that F is equals to minus mg x by L. Now we can compare these two equations. As we compare these two equations, we can represent the angular velocity. Observe that we have minus m omega square x is equals to minus m into g by L into x. So displacement gets cancelled and mass gets cancelled, and as well as minus sign gets cancelled. So omega square can be given as omega square equals to g by L. Then omega equals to under root of g by L. Omega equals to under root of g by L. And we know that time period t is given as 2 pi by omega, where omega equals to under root of g by L. As we substitute this value, the time period is given as 2 pi into 1 by under root of g by L. So it can be represented as under root of L by g. This represents the time period of this simple pendulum. Observe that here the time period is directly proportional to square root of length. As the length increases, the time period increases. And here time period is inversely proportional to square root of gravity. As the gravity increases, the time period of the pendulum decreases. As well as observe that length is directly proportional to gravity. Length is direct based on this equation under root of L by g. As we consider time period as constant, then we can represent that L is directly proportional to g. In this way, we can represent the time period of a simple pendulum. Take a screenshot. We will continue. Let us represent some cases regarding this time period of a simple pendulum. The first case is we are going to consider a simple pendulum with a string of length L1. Then time period in this case can be given as T1 is equals to 2 pi into under root of L1 by g. Whereas if we consider the bob with a string of length L2, Then time period can be given as t2 is equals to 2 pi into under root of L suffix 2 by g. From this expression we can represent the value of L1 where square this equation. As we square this equation, here we have t1 square equals to 4 pi square into L1 by g. Then L1 is equals to t1 square into g by 4 pi square. Similarly, from this expression on squaring we have t2 square equals to 4 pi square into L suffix 2 by g. So we have L2 is equals to t2 square into g by 4 pi square. 4 pi square. If we combine these two lengths and form a single pendulum of length L, where L is equals to sum of these two lengths L1 and L2, then time period of this pendulum can be given as t is equals to 2 pi into under root of L by g, where L is equals to L1 plus L2. As we substitute this value here, we have t is equals to 2 pi into under root of L1 plus L2 by g. L1 plus L2 by g. Square this equation on both sides. So we have t square equals to 4 pi square into L1 plus L2 by g. From this expression we have L1 plus L2 is equals to t square into g by 4 pi square. Whereas observe that L1 is equals to t1 square g by 4 pi square and L2 is equals to t2 square g by 4 pi square. As we substitute these two values in this expression, here we have t1 square into g by 4 pi square plus t2 square into g by 4 pi square is equals to t square into g by 4 pi square. So here observe that 4 pi square as well as g gets cancelled. So we have t square equals to t1 square plus t2 square. Then t is equals to under root of t1 square plus t2 square. This represents the time period of the pendulum based on two other pendulums of lengths L1 and L2. Similarly, if we neglect the length L2 from L1, then we get a pendulum of length L, which is the difference of these two lengths L1 minus L2. We consider a pendulum which is the difference of these two lengths. Then the time period in this case can be given as t is equals to 2 pi into under root of L1 minus L2 by g. L1 minus L2 by g. And squaring and simplifying this expression, we have L1 minus L2 is equals to t square into g by 4 pi square. As we substitute these two values in this expression, here we get t square is equals to t1 square minus t2 square. Then t is equals to under root of t1 square minus t2 square. This represents the time period when we neglect the length L2 from L1 and consider a different pendulum. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Let us represent a case where the simple pendulum is tied to the roof of a lift. We consider the lift is moving up with an acceleration a. Then we have to represent the time period of this simple pendulum. As the lift is moving up in the upward direction, a pseudo force acts on the pendulum in the downward direction. Then observe that as the pseudo force acts on this pendulum, then weight is represented as m into g plus, whereas the pendulum makes an angle of theta and it is oscillating in the lift. Based on this angle, it resolves into components as m into g plus a cos theta as well as m into g plus a sine theta. As theta is small, we can represent a sine theta is approximately equals to theta is equals to x by L, where x is the displacement, L is the length of the string. Then the restoring force can be given as F equals to minus m into g plus a sine theta is equals to minus m into g plus a into value of sine theta is x by L. As we compare this expression with f is equals to minus m omega square x, we have omega square is equals to g plus a by L, g plus a by L. Then time period can be given as t is equals to 2 pi by omega equals to 2 pi into under root of L by g plus a. So this represents the expression for the pendulum when it is moving in a lift with an acceleration a. Suppose if the lift is moving down with a acceleration a, then the pendulum experiences a pseudo force in the upward direction. Then weight can be given as m into g minus a. This is the weight experienced by the pendulum when the lift is moving in the downward direction, whereas the tension is represented as t, and here the angle is theta. After that, it resolves into components as m into g minus a cos theta as well as m into g minus a sin theta. So here observe that since the pseudo force is experienced by the pendulum in the upward direction, we had represented it in terms of g minus r. Observe that when the lift is moving up, we had represented gravitational force as m into g plus a. Why? Because the pendulum experiences the pseudo force in the downward direction, whereas this g plus a represents the effective gravitational force based on the acceleration of the lift. So it is represented as g f2 is equals to g plus a. In the same way, here also we get a g effective as g minus a. Then time period can be given as t is equals to 2 pi into under root of L by g minus a. Suppose if the lift is moving with a acceleration which is equals to acceleration due to gravity, means if a is equals to g, then g effective can be given as g minus g is equals to 0. Time period will be infinity. Suppose if the lift is at rest position or moving with a constant velocity, then time period can be given as t is equals to 2 pi into under root of L by g, where g effective is given based on acceleration due to gravity. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Now let us consider a car. In which a simple pendulum is tied to the roof of this car, whereas the car is moving in the forward direction with acceleration a. Observe that the acceleration is acting horizontally, whereas the pendulum is in the vertical direction. Then the g effective or effective acceleration due to gravity is given as g is equals to. So observe that it is along this direction and acceleration is along this direction. Then g effective is given in between acceleration due to gravity as well as horizontal acceleration. Observe that hypotenuse square equals to side square plus a side square. So we can represent it as a g effective is equals to under root of g square plus a square. Then time period can be given as a t is equals to 2 pi into under root of L by under root of g square plus a square, or we can also represent this expression as 2 pi into L by g square plus a square whole to the power of 1 by 2. So this is the time period of simple pendulum when the car is moving horizontally. Let us consider another case when a car is taking a turn on a curved road. So here I am going to consider a car with a simple pendulum in it, whereas the car is taking a turn with a velocity of v, whereas the radial acceleration will be acting in the inward direction. Radial force will be acting in the inward direction. Based on this, observe that the g effective can be given as so it is in the form of tangential. Then the resultant is given as a g effective is equals to under root of g square plus a square. Then time period can be given as a t is equals to 2 pi into under root of L by g square plus a square whole to the power of 1 by 2 whole to the power of 1 by 2. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Let us consider a simple pendulum, whereas weight of this pendulum in air is represented as mg, where we know that mass is equals to density into volume. Then we can represent it as a volume into density of the bob into gravity. Now when we dip this bob in water, then weight of the bob is given as weight of the bob in medium equals weight of the bob in air minus buoyancy force. As the bob is dipped inside, the weight acts in the downward direction, whereas buoyancy force acts in the upward direction. Buoyancy force acts in the upward direction, which opposes the dipping of this bob. Then the buoyancy force is given as F suffix b equals to volume into density of the liquid into gravity at this point. As we substitute these two values in this expression, here we have volume into density of the body into gravity minus volume into density of the liquid into gravity. Observe that here we can take a volume into gravity as well as I am taking density of the body outside. As we take a volume into density of the body into gravity as common, we have 1 minus density of the liquid by density of the body. As we multiply this density of the body, again we will get the same expression. Why? Because the density of the body gets cancelled at this point, and here again we will get a density of the liquid, whereas weight of the bob in medium is equal to weight of the bob in air into 1 minus density of the liquid by density of the bob, where we know that weight of the body in air is equal to mg, whereas weight of the bob in medium is represented as m into g effective. M into g effective is equal to mg into 1 minus d suffix L by d suffix. Observe that m gets cancelled, and here we have g effective is equal to g into 1 minus d suffix L by d suffix b. This represents the effective acceleration due to gravity when a bob is dipped in a water. Then time period can be given as t is equal to 2 pi into under root of L by g effective. So we have 2 pi into under root of L by G effective is G into 1 minus D suffix L by D suffix P. Let us consider one more case regarding this simple pendulum. Consider two lengths of two different pendulums with a larger length, and it is represented as L suffix L, and a shorter pendulum with a length L suffix S. Then time periods can be given as T suffix L is equals to 2 pi into under root of L suffix L by G. Whereas the time period of the shorter pendulum is given as 2 pi into under root of L suffix S by G. As the longer pendulum completes n oscillations, shorter pendulum completes n plus 1 oscillations. As the longer pendulum completes n oscillations, shorter pendulum completes n plus 1 oscillations. Based on that, we can represent it as n into T suffix L is equals to n plus 1 into T suffix S. As we multiply this or split this expression, here we have n into T suffix L equals to n into T suffix S plus T suffix S. So let's bring this expression towards this, and we can take n as common. So we have n into T suffix L minus T suffix S is equals to T suffix S. Then n is equals to T suffix S by T suffix L minus T suffix S. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Let us consider an inclined plane on which a body is moving in the downward direction with an acceleration A, and here this body makes an angle of theta with respect to horizontal. Why? Because the body is placed on the inclined plane, whereas observe that this weight acts in the downward direction vertically. So since the weight makes an angle of theta, it resolves into components as mg cos theta as well as mg sin theta. Now we have to represent the effective acceleration due to gravity, whereas g effective is equals to mod of g minus a, whereas a is equals to g sin theta. With this acceleration itself, the body is moving in the downward direction, and we know that this mod value is represented in terms of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. Then the expression can be given as g square plus a square plus 2ga into cos alpha. Here the angle is 90 plus pi, so it is represented as 90 plus theta. And observe that a is equals to g sin theta. As we substitute all the expressions here, we have g square plus a equals to g sin theta. So we have g square sin square theta plus 2g into g sin theta, and observe that cos of 90 plus theta is minus sin theta. So we have minus sin theta. So as we solve this expression, you observe that we have g square plus g square sin square theta minus plus into minus is minus 2g square sin into sin is sin square theta, g square sin square theta minus 2g square sin square theta. So we can represent it as minus g square sin square theta. So the expression is given as g square minus g square sin square theta. We can take a g square as common. As we take a g square as common, we get under root of g square as g into 1 minus sin square theta, where we know that 1 minus sin square theta is cos square theta. Then we have g into under root of cos square theta, whereas under root of cos square theta is cos theta, g into cos theta. We had represented effective acceleration due to gravity. Then a time period can be given as t is equals to 2 pi into under root of L by G effective, where g effective is nothing but g cos theta. Then we can represent it as 2 under root of L by g cos theta. This represents the time period of the pendulum when it is moving down the inclined plane. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Consider a simple pendulum on the surface of the earth. Then the time period can be given as t is equals to 2 under root of L by g. When it is taken to a depth of d and the pendulum is placed at this position, then the time period at this position can be given as t is equals to 2 under root of L by g effective. The effective acceleration due to gravity at this position can be given as g into 1 minus d by r. 1 minus d by r. So this expression can be derived in gravitation. So here just we are considering this expression, g effective equals to g into 1 minus d by r. As we substitute this value, here we have t dash is equals to 2 under root of L by g into 1 minus d by r. But we know that 2 under root of L by g is represented as t. So in the place of 2 under root of L by g, we can represent it as t by under root of 1 minus d by r. As we bring this 1 minus d by r towards the numerator, then the expression can be given as t dash equals to t into 1 minus d by r whole to the power of minus 1 by 2. Whereas this expression, it is in the form of 1 plus x whole to the power of n. So we can write this expression in terms of binomial and we can reduce it to lower terms. Then the expression can be given as 1 plus nx based on the binomial expression. Then t dash can be given as t dash equals to t into 1 minus of minus plus d by 2r. T dash equals to t into 1 plus d by 2r. As we consider this expression, observe that we have t dash equals to t plus dt by 2r. So as we bring this t towards this side, we have t dash minus t is equals to dt by 2r. Then as we bring this t towards this side, we have t dash minus t by t is equals to d by 2r. So observe that change in the time by original time is equals to d by 2r. Then delta t by t is equals to d by 2r. This represents the time lost per second. Time lost per second when the pendulum is taken to a depth of d. Suppose if the pendulum is taken into the space up to a height h. The pendulum is taken to the space to a height h. Then the time period in that case can be given as t double dash is equals to 2 under root of L by g effective. 2 under root of L by g effective, where g effective is equals to g into r by r plus h whole square. R by r plus h whole square. As we substitute this expression in this equation, here we have 2 under root of L by g into r by r plus h whole square. Observe that 2 under root of L by g can be represented as t. Then t double dash is equals to t by r by r plus h whole square. Then t double dash can be given as t into r plus h by r. R plus h by r. Observe this expression can be represented as t double dash is equals to, as we do LCM, r by r is 1 plus h by r. Then we can represent it as t into 1 plus h by r. So let us multiply t towards inside. Then we have t double dash equals to t plus TH by R. As you bring this T towards the side, we have T double dash minus T by T is equals to H by R. Where we know that a T double dash minus T is nothing but a delta T by T equals to H by R. So this delta T by T is equals to H by R represents the time lost per second. Time lost per second when the pendulum is taken to a height h from the surface of the earth. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Let's solve a numerical based on this simple pendulum, and this problem is asked in IIT 2005. Observe this, here a simple pendulum has a time period t1. The point of suspension is now moved upwards according to the relation y is equals to kt square, where k is equals to 1 meter per second square, where y is a vertical displacement. The time period now becomes t2. Then find the ratio of t1 square by t2 square. Now we have to find the ratio of t1 square by t2 square. Whereas when the pendulum is at rest position, the time period is represented as a t1, and we know that t1 is equals to under root of 2 pi into under root of L by G. Observe that this pendulum is moving upward. Displacement expression y is equals to kt square. As we consider this expression, here we can differentiate this expression with respect to time. As we differentiate, we have dy by dt is equals to k into t square can be represented as a 2t. Again, differentiate this expression with respect to time. Then we have d square y by dt square is equals to k into 2, where the value of k is 1. As we substitute this value, we have 2, where we know that double differentiation of displacement is nothing but acceleration. So we have acceleration a is equals to 2 meter per second. So the pendulum moves up with the acceleration a. Then time period can be given as t2 is equals to 2 pi into under root of L by G effective. G effective can be represented as G plus A when the body is moving up with an acceleration A. Now we have to find the ratio of t1 square by t2 square. In order to find this, just divide these two equations, t1 by t2. So observe that we have 2 pi into under root of L by G by 2 pi into under root of L by G plus A, where 2 pi gets cancelled as well as L gets cancelled. Here we get t1 by t2 is equals to under root of G plus A by G, because it comes up and this G comes down. So t1 by t2 is equals to under root of G is 10 and A is 2 by G is 10. Let us square this expression on both sides. Expression can be represented as a t1 square by t2 square is equals to 12 by 10. Let's cancel this expression. 2 6 are 12, 2 5 are 10. Then t1 square by t2 square is equals to 6 by 5. 6 by 5. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Let us solve the next numerical. A pendulum of 4 meter long swing with an amplitude of 0.2 meter. What is the acceleration at the end of its path? So here we consider a pendulum, whereas the length of this string is 4 meters and the pendulum oscillates with an amplitude of 0.2 meter. We have to find the acceleration at the end of its path. At this end, the weight will resolve into components as mg cos theta as well as mg sin theta. Why? Because the pendulum makes an angle of theta with vertical, whereas the restoring force is represented as F is equals to mg sin theta, where sin theta is equals to x by L. As we substitute this expression in this expression, we get F is equals to mg into x by L. But here we have to find acceleration, whereas we had represented the expression for force, but we know that F is equals to ma. As a substitute, we get ma equals to mg into x by L. Here m gets cancelled, so we get a is equals to g into x by L, where the value of g is 10 into the value of x is 0.2 by 4. So 2 2s are 2, 1s are 2, 5s are. Then acceleration can be given as 0.5 meter per second square. Take a screenshot. I will hope that you had liked my video. Please give a like to this video, share this video to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.